Welcome back to Julie's Wreath Boutique. I've been meaning to do this wreath for probably 2 years. Seriously, I've had the sign forever. I'm finally getting around to it. But this is the square wreath form from Dollar Tree, and I've had so many people message me and ask me to do a tutorial on it. Well, here it is, and I hope you enjoy this simple technique to make a beautiful wreath that looks like a pro made it. Let's get started. Okay, so something I've been asked quite frequently lately is, Julie, have you done anything with the Dollar Tree square wreath form? And no, I haven't. I've literally had these for probably, oh my goodness, several years. But anyways, I'm finally getting around to doing a tutorial on it. So the second thing I'm doing is I'm trying to make a wreath where I can add this sign to it. And if there are any Kansas, is it Kansas City Jayhawks? I don't know, guys. Help me out. I don't follow them, but my brother does. This is my brother's favorite team. I've had this sign forever. I bought it from a friend. It's not something I would sell online, and I'll talk about that in a little bit because of the copyright there. But this is a gift for my brother, and I have been meaning to make this. Literally, I've had that sign 2 years, easy. So what are we gonna do? Well, I have this really neat deco mesh that I got from Trendy Tree, and as you can see, there's like this foil edge on both sides, and I've done a tutorial where I took their mesh and did this concept probably last year sometime, but I'm going to do it a little differently today. So as you can see, this one has a little bit of a tinsel and just a string of the foil, so it's a little different. But what I'm going to do, I've already cut them just with the rotary cutter just to kind of, you know, straighten out my edges. I'm just going to overlay them, okay? Nothing real fancy here, and you can decide what color you want where and all that good stuff. So I'm going to turn this over, because I think I want the blue on the inside. And you're going to understand that in a moment here. And of course, it's going to roll all over the table for me. So I'm going to try to roll this out. Okay, so we've got this rolled out. I'm going to take it and I'm going to start right here, okay? Because as you can see, there's no bracket at the angle of your square. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it, going to bend it in half or fold it in half, whatever you want to call it. And we're just going to go through that middle bar because there's only one bar that's going through here, okay? Now, I'm going to just take a little zip tie here, and I'm just going to put it at the bottom there just to kind of help hold it in place. And you really probably don't need it, but we're just going to add it for some protection here if I can get it through there. All right. Get my clippers out. All right. Okay, so we got it started. So all we're going to do is we're just going to keep pulling, and as you can see, I've got two colors here. We're doing two at a time. We're just going to keep pulling it up around this bar. And I'm going to link in the description below. Oh, I have a couple of videos using this method, but never with two things of mesh here. So just gonna keep going, and you're just gonna pull it, okay? And I'm trying to be really gentle with it because this is deco mesh, and deco mesh can get caught real easy. But as you can see, it's starting to like make its own little, let's see here, make sure we didn't, uh-oh, I did something wrong there. I got to go back under. I lost it. I want it to go underneath both of those blues. So let me go back here. Yeah. Somewhere I lost it. Alrighty. Here we go. So we're just going to keep pulling it until I feel like that it fills the space pretty good, okay? So I think that that's getting there. I'm gonna roll this out some more. Again, it likes to roll in on me. So I'm just gonna keep moving. All right. So when you get to the space where you have a crossbar, you're just going to pull it underneath and go in underneath that spot, okay? And it's okay because we're gonna put something on these crossbars to fill that gap. All right, so all you're gonna do is you're gonna keep doing this, and you're just gonna pull enough mesh that you say, okay, I'm good with that. I like the way that looks. And then let's go underneath and go to the next bar, okay? So I will go through this whole wreath, and I'm going to do this all the way around the square, and I'm gonna come back and we're gonna show you the next step. Okay, so as you can see, I've made it all around the wreath. It only takes you literally a few minutes to do this. I have one more section I want to finish here, so I wanted to do that in front of you just to kind of show you how I ended it. Again, you're taking two different meshes, you're layering them, and you're just bringing them through. And this is kind of, I think this is kind of like the no-cut ruffle method. I saw this done years ago by my friend Debbie of Debbie's Wreaths and Things, and I will list her channel below. But she had used burlap to do it, just like the 6-inch burlap, and I showed you how to do that too. But anyways, so this is not really a new method, maybe just a different take on it with using the square and me using, I just think that this type of mesh that has this little design and detail just kind of makes it a little bit more special, and I just like to show it off a little bit more. As you can see, I'm still using the same 2 rolls of mesh that I use, and I don't know if I mentioned it, I did get this mesh from Trendy Tree. My link will be in the description box below, and I will see if I saved the, oh, I did. I saved the labels, and I will leave you guys the number of the mesh. I don't know if they have it in stock or not, but they might have some different colors that you might like too. So, all right, so we're looking at this, seeing, all right, is this good? I think that's pretty good. So I'm gonna cut this, and I'm actually just gonna cut this, I think, with scissors here, which I don't typically do. And I'm going to do it this time, and then I'm just going to attach this. Let's just go on the back here. I'm going to attach this to the wreath frame like so, okay? Just take, you could do a pipe cleaner too. You don't have to use a zip tie. It's really whatever, you know, I know that sometimes these are a little bit harder for people. Honestly, these zip ties I have in my Amazon store are the easiest ones I've ever used, and they're really easy for my hands, and I know that sometimes the thicker ones are really hard to use. So again, my Amazon link will be in the description box as always below. So you're just going to go through, and as you can see, I'm just kind of pushing through my little bubbles here because we want all that mesh to kind of be in the forefront of this wreath. As you can see, I'm just going to pull that a little bit. You know, you want that mesh to show. You don't want it to be stuck. And I'm having a hard time with my words again today. But hey, that's me. If you watch this channel, you know that Julie sometimes has a hard time with her words. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. We're going to flip it. All right. So you can't see it all. I need to move the angle of my camera. I'm going to move it up a little bit, and then we're going to show you the next step. Okay, so before we start the next part, I'm going to cut out what I have left in the blue and the red deco mesh. So what I am going to do is I'm going to get my wood burner here, and I'm just going to do my best to cut through here. Let's see. Yep, it's cutting right through. Not an issue at all. Because I just want these edges to be nice and, you know, sealed. If at all possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these at about 12 to 14 inches long so that we have the most mesh we can have. So as you can see, I'm kind of going this way because I'm following the line of the mesh, and that is okay. So I'm just going to cut these at 12 inches. If you like a little bit more, cut it at 14 inches. If you have more mesh to use, go right ahead. I don't have that much left, so I just want to make sure we have enough. So I'm going to cut these, all the red and the blue, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I was so happy that I had enough of this to put 2 colors on each section. We have 8 sections for this wreath that we want to cover. So I had exactly enough mesh. So between 10 and 12 inches is all you're going to need. And we're going to make these really cute little poofs, or what do you call these, guys? Help me. I don't know the names because honestly, I don't make these wreaths all the time. I make them for you. So these little, little ads into the wreath, give me a name. Help me out here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to take one of each. I'm just going to take the red, and I'm just going to kind of fold it in a little bit, and then I'm just going to gather it in the center. That's it. There's nothing hard about that, okay? I'm going to hold this in my hand. I'm going to do the same thing with the blue, and you could put a little clip on this if you can't do it the way I'm doing it. And you're going to do the same thing, okay? And then I'm just going to put them over top of each other, all right? All right, see that? I am going to, oops. This is real life. Okay, it just flew up in the air. I'm just going to put my little chip clip from the Dollar Tree there, right there. And I'm going to take some of this tubing. And again, this is tubing you can get at like Trendy Tree, the Wreath Shop, or Dollar Tree. This is old Dollar Tree tubing. And I'm going to leave my link. You can go online and order a lot from Dollar Tree. You can get all the frames you want. You can get the tubing. I think this is seasonal, but I think this was a fall tubing that I got, and it might be in stock again. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to make a loop, and I'm just going to leave my little tail right there, and I'm not really measuring it. I'm going to make 1, 2. Oh, look at that. I'm going to cut that off. Let's just get rid of that, okay? All right, get rid of that. We'll just start it again. We're just going to make little loops. Where did my end go? I don't know where my end went. Okay, here it is. And we'll just do it right here because nobody's going to see that. And we're going to make another loop. I'm going to do 6 loops all together, okay? And then I'm just going to cut it. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it down on top of what I've already put together. I'm just going to take a pipe cleaner and I'm going to go over top of that. Okay, can you see what I'm doing? And I'm going to pull it and I'm going to twist. All right, so basically all that's going to do is going to make a really cute little filler for this wreath to kind of fill in those gaps where we went underneath that frame here. Remember when we went over underneath this is where we're going to put them. So I'm going to make all 8 of these, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how I put them in. Okay, so we have our little poofs already made up, and I'm just going to go and I'm going to find the crossbars, and I'm just going to simply put my poof on each side there. So see how I have it on each side, and I'm going to pull it down and just twist. So you're just going to go through, and then you can just like stick this back in. If you don't want to trim it all up, it'll kind of get lost in there because then there's a lot of mesh. So as you can see, there's a crossbars here, here, and here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep putting these in, and as you can see, I use some blue and some red. And that's going to kind of give that wreath just a little bit more of a feel of a fullness. And you don't have to use the wood burner when you do this. You can use scissors or the oh, those rotary cutters if you would like, if you don't have a wood burner. But as you can see, can you see the difference? On this side it has it, and on this side it doesn't. It just gives it a little bit more fullness. And this, I'm telling you, this wreath is a lot of fun to do because there's just not, this is a good beginner's wreath. So if you're looking to kind of make something and you're just a little hesitant, give this wreath a try. You can do this on a circle wreath frame. You could do it on any size, inches, whatever you want to do. Like I said, this wreath only took 2 rolls and we're using every bit of that mesh. So I'm just going to finish putting these in, and then we're going to work on our sign and maybe add some ribbon, and then we'll be done. So let's talk about the sign we're going to use. This is what I'm going to use. Now this is a copyrighted sign. It has the seal. This is a licensed you know, sign, image, and you don't, I'm just going to be really honest here. If you're making wreaths with sports emblems and sports signs and their logos and you're selling them, it's kind of against the law. So I wouldn't recommend that. You can get a licensing, I want to say permission. You can purchase it from these companies. Like if you live in this state and the Jayhawks are really popular in your state and you want to sell them, contact the school and find out what you need to do. I am not selling this wreath. This is a gift for my brother because I bought this sign really embarrassingly too long ago. And so I'm finally getting this around because he loves the Jayhawks. So the one thing I would have done if I had a little bit more courage was I would have drilled a hole in this. And the reason why I'm saying that is he lives in Las Vegas, so it gets really hot. So I'm going to use this hole to help anchor it down. But I'm also going to just take a wire, and this may work or it may not. And if it doesn't work, I can tell my sister-in-law how to fix it. That's okay. But I am going to use I'm going to use Gorilla Glue. I don't know why I said E. I was thinking E6000 glue for some reason. But I'm just going to put some glue here. All right. It's on top of just kind of make it a nice big old glob of it. Okay. The Gorilla Glue sticks are going to withstand the heat better. Now, is it going to withstand the Las Vegas heat? I have no clue, but we're going to give it a try. But like I said, we're going to anchor it with that hole. If I thought I could drill through without messing up the sign, I would try that. But again, I don't have any more of these signs and I just don't want to take the risks. So that's all I'm going to do is I'm going to have a wire here and we're going to do a wire there. So again, put whatever sign that you can buy, like at Trendy Tree, they have lots of signs, and you can use them on your wreaths and you should be able to sell them unless they are a copyrighted image or logo. I'm not trademark. I don't even know if I'm saying the right thing. Okay. But be careful. Okay. So we're going to let that dry and then we're going to put this on and add some ribbon to our wreath. Okay. So we're going to make these little trio of ribbon tails, and we're going to put them in our wreath. So I'm going to put them together. These ribbons came from Hobby Lobby. I'm not really sure where I got this one. It says Dries on it, so it might be from Consumer Crafts, and they have sadly gone out of business. So I don't even know where this one came. So I'm just going to layer all 3 ribbons here. I wish I had a little bit more blue, but I don't, but that's okay. We're going to make this work. So I'm going to cut these at 12 inches. I just kind of measure it on my rotary mat here. I'm going to cut it like so. All right. And then what I'll do is I'm going to take, all of them are still together. I'm just going to take it and I'm going to fold it. Okay. And I'm going to cut a little, oh, I forget what you guys call these. This isn't the dovetail, is it? I'm not really sure. Answer me in the comments below. Sometimes my memory just doesn't want to work, okay? So I'm just going to do that again. Oops, that one didn't want to cut very good. All right, so how are we going to connect these? I'm going to grab a pipe cleaner and I'm just going to lay them like so. Maybe you do it different. This is just the way I do it. you know, and if you do it differently, do it the way you like, okay? So I'm just gonna gather it in the middle here and take my pipe cleaner and go over top, and that's it. So when I'm looking at this wreath, I'm thinking, okay, so where do I want to put these? I don't know that I want a bow. I think after I get the sign on, that will probably make a difference for me. So what I'm going to do is, because this is a square, I want to do it in the corners, okay? So there is no gap, like there's no crossbar here. So I'm just gonna have to make it work. I'm just gonna have to maybe, yeah, let's do this. We're gonna expose that corner. I don't know if you can see it right there. See that corner? And I'm gonna run the pipe cleaner through the mesh on each side. So it's gonna probably give you a little bit of a, hassle, let's be honest, okay? All right, kind of thinned it out there so it wasn't going through like several layers at once when it gets bunched up. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull it down, and we just want it to kind of fan out a little bit there. I'm not gonna pull it down too harshly because I don't want to sink it too much into the wreath. All right, so let's do this again on this side. I really think that's cute. Just kind of accentuates the corners of your wreath. Okay, so let's take another one. And so you're just gonna you're gonna open up your mesh. Okay, so there's the corner right there. Okay, and then I'm going to take my pipe cleaners and run it through that mesh. So pull it down, and again, I'm not going to pull it down. I'm not pulling it all the way down, okay? I'm going to turn this over so you can see what I'm doing here, right? I'm just going to tighten it up to the point that I feel comfortable with. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to tuck these down in here, the little pipe cleaners. All right, and then I'm just going to go back and I'm going to do the other two corners, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I know that this angle might be a little bit hard because it's so far up. You're going to see a little bit of my table here, but I wanted to make sure you could see the whole wreath. So what I want to do is I want to just kind of lay this on top of the wreath. I want to see where the best place it will be. I'm going to take the wires and put them down here so they're facing down. I'm going to just go ahead and slip one wire inside that first bar of this wreath, okay? So, all right, so I got that. I'm just going to look at it, make sure that it's the right angle and such. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another wire. Actually, I think I'm going to do this, guys. I'm going to take a pipe cleaner and I am just going to twist it so it'll make a nice longer pipe cleaner here. Okay. All right. So now I've got a nice longer piece. So I'm going to go through that hole, because remember that is our main anchor to this wreath. So let's just see. All right. All right. So I'm just taking this down and I'm putting it, I'm going to flip this wreath and show you where I'm putting it. Okay. So I'm just going to run it down there. And again, I don't want this to sink down into this wreath. I don't want it, that's not my purpose here, but I want it to be secure. So I think this is probably as far down as I'm gonna take it. I don't know, I don't like how that looks like it's going the wrong way there. All right, so now I'm twisting it, okay? All right, so see what I did? I just added it to that frame. So now I'm gonna take the wire, and after second guessing myself, I probably would have done the same thing here over there, but I use the wire, so that's all right. We're gonna just keep with it. We're not gonna change it. All right, I'm gonna pull it. I'm gonna just twist it. All right, and then I'm gonna bring this under and I'm gonna wrap it around the frame again. Just make sure that it's going to stay on there good, okay? So when you get it over here, you're going to have to kind of move it around a little bit, okay? So what I do think is we do need something kind of right here. So let's see here. I think what I want to do is I'm going to put another 2 things of my ribbon splashes here. I just don't know. I know if bows are your thing, do a bow, but I think for this wreath, I'm not going to do a bow because it's for my brother. It's already a little girly, let's be honest. So I'm going to make 2 more of these. I'm going to put it here and here. If I have enough of the ribbon, I might make them for here, but I don't think I do. So I'll be right back. Okay, so as you can see, I still have this camera up as far as I can get it, and you still can't see the whole thing. So you're gonna have to just like look at the ending picture and everything. So as you can see, I did have enough ribbon. We're gonna add 1 more right here. I just wanted to show you how I did it. So I just kind of went in between the 2 brackets, kind of honestly eyeballed it. I'm going down here and I'm just going to put it through the mesh, just like we did on the corners of this wreath. So if you have watched this far, and I really appreciate your time, you have no idea how much I appreciate all of my viewers, all of my subscribers. Thank you so much. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell, and it should let you know when I've uploaded. Now, this is being really, there it is, kind of frustrating right now, but that's okay. This is life. This is the way it goes. And then I'm just going to tie it off, okay? So I'm going to put a piece of felt on the back of this wreath for them, but I think this turned out really good. So if you've made it this far, I want you to leave me some sort of sports emoji. Because again, we did like a sports themed wreath. I know Julie's out of her element here a little bit, but that's okay. That's all right. But if you've made it this far, thank you so much. Make sure to follow me on social media, Instagram, Facebook. I have a Wreath Creators and More group. Everything is linked down in the description box below. You can get this mesh. Hopefully you can still get it at Trendy Tree. That link will be down below. I also like to get the Dollar Tree square frames. And this sign, I don't know where it came from. I had bought it from a friend who was selling all her wreath supplies. And so I was like, I gotta have this for my brother. So I hope he loves it. I think he will. But we will see you next time on Julie's Wreath Boutique.